I know 2020 has been crazy, and we have all these games that have been rescheduled now. We might have Tuesday night football with the Titans and the Bills, depending on whether the Titans can manage to avoid any more positive tests, which, frankly, I don't have a lot of faith in. And we got all different sorts of maneuvering, games being adjusted, all of those things. But the most shocking result of anything that has happened in the NFL so far, I think, is Tom Brady forgetting the down and distance on the final drive of a game. I would have bet a lot of money that that was not going to happen. And to me, and we'll talk about this a little bit later in the show, but to me, it sends up a warning flag, basically, that the long discipline that existed with the New England Patriots. And, you know, what was the mantra with Bill Belichick? Do your job. If you do your job, then the team's going to win. You don't need to do more. You don't need to do less. Just do what you're assigned to do. That's the foundation of a very disciplined team. And right now, with the way that the Bucs have lost, both to the Saints and now more alarmingly to the Bears, this was a game that, frankly, the Bucs had no business losing at all. And I wonder if Tom Brady now is starting to recognize all of the things that Bill Belichick did to make his job easier that Bruce Arians is not doing. All the little detail work that made the Brady-Belichick dynasty such an incredible success, it all seems to not exist right now. And maybe we're being too critical because Tom Brady each of the last 3 weeks got better and better. But the offensive line blocking and performance was really mediocre. The decisions late in the game didn't make a lot of sense. The 11 penalties for 109 yards, over 100 penalty yards against the Saints too. It's easier to me to write off the Saints' performance by the Bucs because it was week one. The team hadn't gotten a lot of work, hadn't gotten a lot of reps in. This is now week 5. Now, if you're a big Brady fan, and I know a lot of you listening to me right now are, you can certainly point to this and say, wait a minute, Clay, you're overreacting to an early season football game, which is the great flaw that every Patriots hater fell into year after year after year of the Brady-Belichick dynasty. There would always be some stinkers in September, in early October, surrounding the Patriots where they just didn't show up and they got dominated and they didn't look good. And then come November and December and January, the team was rounding into shape. Belichick and Brady were finding out exactly what worked, and all of the fears that had manifest themselves in September and early October disappeared, and this was a team that looked like it had championship pedigree. The difference is you could rely on Bill Belichick to get things fixed. I don't know that you can rely on Bruce Arians and this coaching staff to get things fixed. And I know that Brady has to be furious when he goes back and he watches all the tape on this game. I'm sure he's furious already. He looked furious on the sideline several different times during last night's game. And I think this is an ominous sign about the lack of discipline and what it could mean going forward for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I was mentioning earlier, and I should go ahead and mention it, even though planning for any of these games has been virtually impossible, there are a lot of different moving parts associated with the schedule. And for those of you waking up, I should probably give you an idea what might be going on. The Titans game against the Buffalo Bills has officially been moved from Sunday to Tuesday. The Bills-Chiefs has been, as a result, moved from Thursday to Sunday, and the Patriots-Broncos has also moved from Sunday to Monday night, all right? That's a lot of different moving parts, and one of the challenges is if the Titans have more positive tests, which they've had a lot of positive tests so far, if the Titans have more positive tests, then the Bills-Titans game might be punted, basically, and say, hey, it's not going to happen. And then we're going to end up with Thursday night football being back on. So the Bills are in a super awkward spot right now because they may have to switch preparation for somebody else. They don't even know exactly who they're going to play and what day they're going to play. Are they playing on Tuesday against the Titans? Are they playing maybe on Thursday if that Tuesday game falls apart? Are they playing on Sunday? All of this is just a colossal mess. A lot to get into here. Having a good time. More on the Bucs' big loss. More on college football and the NFL. This is Outkick on Fox Sports Radio.